I grew up with the Duggar family. I know them very well. They're not all bad. Most of them are really good people. And I get mad sometimes when I see people hating on them.
Welcome, friends. It's nighttime here. Directly before Josh Duggar's sentencing, a widow, Denise Wilson, a woman who is married to Clark Wilson, sent a letter into the judge defending Josh Duggar. I made a video about the Wilsons, which you can check out. Clark Wilson was a pastor and friend highly involved with the IBLP and the Duggar family. Clark actually helped the Duggars build their big house. He was featured on 19 Kids and Counting and also on the Bates show because he helped them with their house as well. Unfortunately, Clark passed away after a battle with cancer, and his widow, Denise Wilson, is the woman who Josh Duggar has allegedly been helping out on a monthly basis for the past several years. This situation was brought up many times in every letter which was submitted to the judge directly before sentencing. But friends, the children of Clark Wilson are speaking out via their social media, speaking directly to Jimbob Duggar about Josh and their feelings about what he has done and who he has become. It's another piece of the puzzle, and I'm going to share those social media posts with you now, starting with Lana Wilson, the daughter of Denise. She writes, "The Duggars have been some of the kindest, most generous friends my family and I have ever known. Josh individually has proven himself to be a predator and a P, and someone utterly deserving of the sentence he received. I understand that some of the Duggars and their friends, including my mother, have been deceived into thinking that he is somehow innocent and wrongly accused, or that if he is guilty, he is repentant and committed to recovery, or whatever the case may be. I don't pretend to understand their pain and confusion in going through this, but I do know that I can love someone and still disagree with them. And I do absolutely disagree with anyone who asked for leniency in this case. Over and over in the Bible, we are called to defend the innocent, to protect the children, speak for the voiceless, fight for the ones who can't fight for themselves. I believe that in glossing over the children who were horribly treated, and in asking for leniency based on a few good things the perpetrator may have done, we are in fact doing the opposite. I don't want to argue with, but I had to go on record as saying I'm glad that leniency was not shown, and I pray that justice will always be served in every instance where innocent children are wronged." From a Wilson daughter. Several of the other Wilson siblings, as well as their spouses, have gone on to like or love that post, and you can see some of them listed here. Next, we have Rachel Weeks, who is a daughter of Clark Wilson, and she writes on her social media, "In light of my mother's letter to the judge in Josh Duggar's case, I want to make it very clear that I do not agree with these requests for leniency. To the best of my knowledge, he did support my mother these past 4 years. I left home just a few months after my father died, so I was never a recipient of that money. Giving someone money does not make someone a good person, and that seems to be a concept a lot of people are struggling with right now. Evil people do good things probably more often than good people do, and that is exactly what Josh was doing, working to make sure he looked like the perfect Christian man to everyone around him. And thanks to obscene levels of brainwashing, he succeeded with hundreds of people. I believe that he deserves every minute of this sentence and more, and I am pleased that the judge did his job with this case. As for the rest of the Duggar children, they are good people who do not deserve any aspect of what they are going through right now, and I hope they are able to find peace, healing, and closure with the conclusion of this case." Wow, I'm so glad that these kids are speaking out, but I have to emphasize, look below Rachel's post. Debbie Pearl, the famous Debbie Pearl who wrote How to Raise Up a Child. She's infamous in IBLP, fundy, snark circles. She is a woman who very much so supports the Christian fundamentalist way of life. And here she is responding to Rachel's comments about Josh and saying, well said. So it looks like even Debbie Pearl feels that she can speak out and not support Josh. And she is not my favorite person, but here she is saying with Josh Duggar, he needs to serve his sentence. And evil people sometimes do good things. Next, this is Lana's husband, who is the son-in-law of Denise Wilson and would have been the son-in-law of Clark, and he's speaking out and just saying, I don't agree with any of this either. James Shelby Week says, news coverage of Josh Duggar's sentencing today revealed that my mother-in-law, under the manipulation of Anna Duggar, wrote a letter to the judge asking for leniency in the sentencing of Josh's CP case. Neither I nor my wife knew she was planning to do so, and I feel that our position should be made abundantly clear. My wife and I are in no way in favor of leniency or mercy towards anyone who hurts children. Status as a family member, former friendship, past good deeds, nor any other factor should be of consideration when dealing with such. We disavow the letter that was written by the aforementioned family member and find any defense of such a person reprehensible. We believe that the SM of any child is worthy of the death penalty, and that the failure of the United States government to do so is a travesty and an insult to all children, parents, and citizens of this country. And then lastly, he actually posted his brother, Jake Wilson, his brother-in-law, Jake Wilson, who is the son of Denise and Clark, made a video and posted it to his social media, speaking directly to Jimbob about his feelings about Josh. So I'm going to share Jake Wilson's video here now, and it is pretty powerful.
There's a lot lately. Well, they've always been in the news. But Josh Duggar especially now. I grew up with the Duggar family. I know them very well. They're not all bad. Most of them are really good people. And I get mad sometimes when I see people hating on the whole family. You can't lump a whole family together. Most of the Duggars are amazing people, but Josh Duggar is not. Josh Duggar is a pervert. I've known that for years. We've all known that. And you, Jimbob, yes, I'm talking to you, and I know you're going to see this. I know that you're not going to like it because I was kind of like your son for a while. But you need to quit taking up for Josh, okay? You need to quit paying his lawyer fees. I'm not positive that you're doing that, but I kind of think you are. That's just my guess. You don't need to take up for Josh. You know you covered up for him years ago when all that stuff first went down. I was there. My dad was your pastor. You got to cut this. Josh deserves what he has coming. He's a pervert. He's got kids, and he had videos and pictures of other kids that are his kids' age. That's not okay. Your family name isn't worth it. Josh has to have what he has coming. And I'm telling you right now, he's got to pay for it, man. I know it's hard on your family, and I love your family. Like y'all have done tons of stuff for my family. Y'all have always been there. But you can't take up for, once you go there, there's no going back. You know what the Bible says about that. It's better for a millstone to be tied around his neck and be thrown into the depths of the sea. So don't protect him. Let him rot. Let whatever happens to him happen to him. Save yourself. Don't stand up for him. You know he's guilty. I know you know that. I'm not stupid. I know y'all's family too well. And I know you too well. I'm talking to you, Jimbob. And I'm talking to you, Josh, if you see this. There's no excuse for that.
Okay, Jake's video, it really makes me feel like I want to cry. I feel so sad for the Duggar family as a whole, but I think it's a good point that's being made. Now, I will say, I'm not saying all of these people are perfect people. They, some of them probably still very much prescribe to the IBLP. Debbie Pearl especially, still prescribes to a lot of doctrines I don't believe in. But at the same time, I do think that it's good to have these people come forward publicly and make it clear that they don't want to stand for this kind of behavior from someone within their community. I think that that's important. At the same time, I don't think we can look at it like, oh no, it's just Josh, it's no one else in the community. I feel that my videos have made it very clear that I really believe this is an issue that exists throughout the community and something that needs to be addressed as a problem within the doctrine and not just with Josh alone. I do like to see Jake, kind of calling on Jimbob and saying, look, you guys have done good things. There are good people in your family, and everything has imploded because you refuse to let go of trying to protect Josh, and he cannot be protected any longer. So even when I thought I was very much at the end of all this with the sentencing, I find myself being pulled back in to hear some of these people speaking out so publicly, and I wanted to share it with you here today. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I look forward to heading down another rabbit hole with you soon.